My experience at Wooster College was one of the most transformative things. In fact, I can say the most transformative thing that happened to my life. I came from Kenya, a different country, a different culture, a different educational system, into Wooster at a relatively young age of 19 to begin what I thought was just a regular schooling experience, only to find an institution that was set up to really transform whom I am, my thinking, my level of knowledge, my experience with multiple people. It was quite exceptional that that school at that time had so many international students, but was also very deeply embedded in the American way of life and in American culture, so that I was able to get a very intense induction into the United States, into the American way of life and the American culture and the American educational system. And as a consequence, helped me completely reevaluate how I saw the world, my place in the world, my country in the world, many, many, many other things. I have amazing memories of Wooster. Very high, emotional moments, very low, sad moments when I was struggling with the transition. In those days, you couldn't travel home very often. So once you traveled to the United States, you kind of got stuck there literally for years. And you had to sort of manage your own emotions and manage your own time there. So the highs had to do with the learning experience, the professors, the teachers, those very small classrooms in which we were in, the very close interactions with your professors, with other students, social affairs. We got involved in local Wooster politics. And try to do very innovative things. It was and those were the highs. The lows was when you were trying to deal, as I said, with the fact that you've been away for so long. There was nobody who you really could recognize as being of your culture, of your country, and even of your race. You know, I've been very lucky with my career. I have had a very diverse career. When I first came back from Wooster, actually, I went to graduate school at Harvard to pursue my graduate work. But when I first came back, there was a seamless transition from Wooster to Harvard. But when I first came back from Harvard, I went right into business, actually, and set up a small cafeteria, because at the time there were not too many jobs in Kenya. We sort of had to transition ourselves while we waited to find work. But I decided to be having come from an entrepreneurial family, I decided to go into business. I then went into working for UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, which was an amazing experience for me to do great humanitarian work. Like I said, the liberal arts experience was hugely important. I find that I'm able to have conversations and competencies in a very wide range of issues. This was particularly manifest when I was helping the United Nations put together the Sustainable Development Goals. And Wooster had given me the skills to be able to have these conversations, these negotiation abilities throughout these multiple sectors. I think I have been able to be a much more balanced human being. I've been able to engage in my own growth in a much more balanced way, recognizing the values that Wooster imbued in me, both ethical but also moral values, recognizing the sensitivity that Wooster imbued in me in issues that had to do with gender matters, political matters, reaching out to the those who are less favored than the rest of us, but also remaining very politically alert. Well, you know, I was really very happy with this award. In reality, a lot of people always think and always ask me that was my greatest experience at Harvard University. Now, without a doubt, it was a great experience, and the name Harvard resonates in the world. But I always tell them that I am who I am because of Wooster. It is the Wooster College experience that truly prepared me for the world and that has the longest lasting impact on whom I am.